All right, hey you guys, welcome back to another episode of What Is Wrong with You. I'm Janessa, as most of y'all know, and I'm here with my lovely guest Ben Bo.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. He's a stand-up comedian, by the way. Do you do like acting or anything like that, or comedy?
I'm not against it. I just haven't done any acting
Gotcha.
yet.
Okay,
But I really do want to do voiceovers. I think voiceovers
Oh,
or something, like do
fun.
voice work because I just talk in random voices all the time. So I'm
Yeah,
like, that would be fun to do.
yeah, like a cartoon voiceover. or
I'd be a
something. It's
great
fun.
cartoon villain.
Yeah.
That'd be my life thing, just to be a cartoon villain.
I could totally see that.
Excellent. Like I'd just be killing it. Yeah. Are the preparations ready? We're gonna take over the world. Like that would be the highlight.
That
but-
would be. I could see you like totally doing that and being like the villain of. Yeah, that would be the funnest job ever to just
Yeah.
make fun little voices.
Also, just being a villain would be pretty cool. I feel like if I
True.
if I had the choice between to be like the hero of the movie or the villain, definitely being a villain.
Really?
100%.
Okay, but what if that villain is like, you've got to kill like innocent people and pets and
I'll still sleep pretty good at night. Sleep like a baby. No, but I do watch movies and I hope the bad guy wins a lot of the time. There's certain movies where I'm like cheering for the good guy, but
Okay.
because I feel like villains don't get enough love. They always lose every single time. It's like you're playing the Harlem Globetrotters. They lose every time. It's like, come on, some villains got to win one time.
That's true. I mean, like, I think it's interesting when the villains have like a super deep and sad backstory, and I'm like, okay, like you can see why they're like this. Like, someone just show them some love.
I think villains make the movie. Like for me, like any movie with like a hero, like it's all about the villain because you know what the good guy is. The good guy always has
Yeah.
like the same story. It's always like there's some sort of like cop or they're just protecting people. They're like, I gotta save
Right.
lives. They always have the same motivation,
True.
right? But like the villain, if they're a compelling villain, it makes the movie. That's why like the best movies have really good villains. Like
That's true.
That's why some of my favorite movies, you look at something like Training Day or you look at like Scarface, it's like, who's really the villain out here? And I think that's a question that like we don't ask enough in our society because movies make it so black and white, but like in the real world, it's not that black and white because even the person that you think is like the worst person, someone's like, oh, I love that person. That's my dad or my brother or my sister or my
Right.
mom or my grandfather or whatever,
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like a lot of when it's done right, like you have to show that because not everything's black and white. We live in an area of gray, and I think anything that doesn't do that, it's not that compelling. That's why the best movies, best things do have good villains.
You make a really good point.
I've thought
That
about
is
this
true.
way too much.
It's all right. I was speaking to you before this. I'm like, now let's hear your side. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That is true. Like, because nothing is ever like black and white, and there is always like two sides to one story. So
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
like you look at like every war, like no one's ever got like the winners are always like those are the bad guys and we're the good guys. But,
Right.
like, the people that are fighting that war, they're like they think they're on the side of right. Like everyone's war is just. No one's ever been like I want to take over the world and be evil. They're like no, we're the good guys, and everyone thinks that on
True.
both sides. So anything that doesn't point that out is disingenuous at best.
That is true. It's bad when you said that. I thought of Phineas and Ferb. Have you ever seen that
I've
cartoon?
watched like episodes of it, but there's villains in Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, because like, okay, well, there's two of them. One of them is like Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh yeah. The one
Yeah.
with the glasses and the weird. Yeah.
And like I don't think he's like that evil for a villain, but the other one is Candace, the sister. You know, the one that always tells on them.
Yeah, the snitch.
Yeah, the snitch.
Yeah.
Okay, but like a little part of me feels like bad for her because like the mom only likes Phineas and Ferb, so like she's just snitching to get attention. So, like I kind of like.
That's why no one gives you attention when you snitch. We don't support any snitching, all right? Stop snitching. That goes for you out there, too. Yes.
Okay, see, is it bad that like the only people I think I would ever snitch on in my life is my siblings?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
where I
bad.
relate.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. When I was a kid, my dad told us about me, and I grew up with 6 of my 7 siblings, and we all grew up together. My dad was like, I'd rather you not snitch on your siblings than like you tell me who did whatever. And ever since then, I was like, I can never snitch on my siblings. I'd be like, oh shit, murdered 17 people. I didn't see shit. I'd just be over there just vaping like I didn't see nothing.
See, you're loyal because I haven't ever snitched on my siblings, but if they did something that was like super wrong, I feel like I would. Like if I think it comes out of a place of like love. Like I look at my little brother's grades all the time, and like anytime they're bad, I'll like text him and be like, "You figure this out," or
See, but that's not
tell.
snitching. That's you going to talk to him. That's different.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Snitch is like, if one of my siblings did something, it depends, right? Because if I'm like, I'm getting in trouble for it. Like if it was like someone committed a crime and I was like, oh, if either you gotta snitch out or go to jail, bro, I'm singing like a songbird. I'll be like, he's over there. I'll tell you everything. I'll spill everything. So no, I'm not going to jail for nobody. But if I'm like my brother lives in Colorado and there's like news stories, and I'm here in Texas, and he comes out here, he's like, yeah, I'm on the lam. I ain't saying nothing.
Okay, I respect. See, I wouldn't do that either.
So there's levels to it, you know.
Okay.
I am keeping my ass out of prison.
Yeah.
I'm like a solid 7 in real life, but in
Right.
prison I'm like an 11. See how smooth my skin is? I use lotion every day. Like,
You wouldn't stand a chance.
no,
in
I wouldn't
prison.
stand a chance in prison. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's like a fear of mine is like going to prison or jail. I would never.
So here's the question, because
Well, I
everyone
don't want to say never. I gotta knock on wood.
you're not gonna find
There's
some
not
wood.
any.
Does this corkboard count?
No, I'm
it the
superstitious.
table?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many knocks? How many knocks?
I did 3.
Okay, it's
Right?
always got to
That
be
was
3.
I don't know.
Just a quick 3. Like, no, just wondering when you knock on wood,
I'm
if it's got to be
overthinking
like
it.
the right amount of knocks. Like I only knock 3 times. Like, or
No, I feel like any knocks is fine as long as I get it.
okay, you gotta get.
Sorry, I interrupted with
No.
my. What was your?
Oh, I was gonna ask you, and I forgot the question now. But it's a question I ask a lot of people, and maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it won't. But I
No,
just
okay.
lost it in that moment.
I forgot we were talking about jail, prison.
Yeah, we were talking about not going to jail and
Yeah.
not snitching. I'm like, I would never, but I got levels to this shit. So
Yeah, there's levels.
Oh, this is what I was gonna ask you when you were talking about jails and prison. So I tell a lot of people this, and I used to think it was a common thing, but it turns out apparently I'm the only one. So when I was a senior in high school, in a sociology class, one of my professors, he was this like crazy ex-Green Beret type of dude. He's probably in his 60s at the time. He's like
Nice.
old man strength, like 6'3", like 250. He was huge. He had one crazy eye that just looked wherever. So he'd like be looking at you with one eye, but his other eye would be looking over here. But the problem is when you're a bad kid like me in school, you never know where he's looking. So that nigga be looking right here and he'd be like, Ben, stop talking. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like you never knew where he was looking. But
bad.
this motherfucker for our senior year sociology class took us to a field trip to a prison. And we got to talk to the inmates. We saw like the food. We saw the yard. They even put us in like a 23 hour lockdown cell for like 5 minutes or whatever it was, just to like show us what it feels like in there. And everyone's like, "Oh, were you in Scared Straight?" Like everyone makes this, they think they're so clever. Oh, you went to Scared Straight. You're the first person to say that. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're so clever. You're fucking creative. Great." But I was like, at the time, I thought everybody, like every senior year high school trip did this, or like a sociology class did this. Turns out I'm the only person I've ever met that took this field trip.
Yeah, you are.
So no one else did this.
No.
All right, well,
Although, like, that sounds honestly kind of like fun.
it was a crazy experience. I mean,
Yeah.
I still haven't forgotten it. It's been like almost, when did I graduate? Like, it's been like 15, 16 years. I'd still remember that. And I'm like, I'll never go to prison ever. I mean, in a way, it did work for Scared Straight.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. It worked.
It worked. It wasn't
Yeah.
scared. Not like I was on a prison path anyways, but
Right.
I was kind of a little bitch growing up, so no
But
prison for me.
see, like, so let's say you were on a prison path, or like, did you have like kids in your grade who you were like, oh, they're probably gonna go to jail? Like, I wonder if it worked on them.
Well, it was only art. It was only like this if you had sociology with this guy.
Oh,
So it
okay.
wasn't like everybody went. It was just like this guy's
Just the
class.
soci-
So
okay, I
it was
get
like you'd
it.
take one trip every semester or whatever. So whoever was in
Right.
that class that semester would take this trip.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no. So I don't.
That's
That's no.
see, I feel like that sounds fun though because I would like to like I'm nosy, so I'm like, ooh, what do they do? Like, what's their everyday life? Like, who's in here? What do they do? Like, I don't know.
We met some guys, a couple of them. So we talked to two prisoners. One was like an older guy. He was serving 10 years or 15 years or something like that. He's gonna be in there for a while. Then there was another guy who was in prison, but he was awaiting trial for like murder. And so everything he said, he had to say allegedly. So I'd be like, I'm just in here in prison and shit, allegedly for these murders I committed. And it's just like, so these victims allegedly, he just kept saying allegedly, like.
Like, say it one more time.
But yeah, and we found out from the other dude, because he was, because the younger guy, he was the one that was on trial and kept saying allegedly. And that dude definitely got turned out in prison for sure. And I was like, I'd allegedly been turned. Allegedly, I've been fucked in the ass. Allegedly. I was like, no, it looks pretty true. But I really I remember we were cracking jokes on the bus and shit afterwards. We're like, yeah, that dude's allegedly gay.
That's such a like high school senior thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine like you're sitting in prison for doing some shit like that, and then a bunch of high schoolers come in, and you're like, like, I would just be like, I kind of want to kill myself in here. Like,
I saw it, man. They put me in one of those 23-hour lockdown cells by myself. I was like, if I was in here for 23 hours a day, one of two things would happen. Either I'd find a way to escape or try to escape, or I'd kill myself. Like, there was no in between. Like, there's no way I'm living my life like that. Like, you have a small little, like, window. You look outside. The rest of the room, you're just in this fucking cell all day.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't do it.
No. If you can, you got a serious problem. I mean, I want to go to prison.
Someone's like, I didn't just like a little vacation.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go to prison for a while. Really, just get some alone time.
Like, do they give you books in there?
Yeah,
I can read?
I mean, you should.
And you know what? It never like occurred to me. I was like, people who are in prison or jail, like they draw really well. And I'm like, wow, all of them are so artistically gifted. But I'm like, no, they really just don't have anything else to do.
Yo, that is, what do they say? Boredom is the mother of creativity. Yeah, when you ain't got shit else to do, you'll be like, fuck it, I'm Picasso in this bitch. I mean, drawing can't be that hard. Fucking George Bush learned how to become a halfway decent artist, so it's not like it's fucking rocket scientist. Like, you fucking try something long enough. I'm like, shit, 23 hours a day, I'd learn to draw. I'd fucking learn to read. I'd be in there playing the trombone and shit. I'm just like, yeah, I play 27 instruments now and shit. Like, what the fuck else would I be doing?
You get out, your family's like, Ben, where'd you learn?
I'm all like a better person because of prison. Then I come out Muslim and shit. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers.
Oh my god.
That would be the only way prison would end for me. Either dead, escaped, or Muslim. Yeah.
I would just
What?
honestly I didn't do it all the first day there because unless it was a thing where they were like you're getting out and I'm sure I don't even know if they do this in prison, it'd probably have to be jail, but like say I went to jail, right, and they were like, oh, you're here but you're gonna get out in like 24 hours, then I'd be like, okay, like I'm not gonna end it, I'll just wait.
20. Yeah. If you go to county, like county jail isn't like that crazy. Like it depends how long my sentence is, right? Like if I'm looking at like life, yeah, we're into that shit. But if I'm like, if I got like a couple of months or like a year or whatever, I'm like, all right, let me just get in here and do some push-ups or something, learn how to draw, you know? But one of my cousins spent a couple of months in county, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. You play cards and ball and shit, because they're just kind of like open. They get a bunch of time on the yard and shit or whatever. But like, so jail is definitely different than prison.
Gotcha.
Like if you're in like a federal prison, like or like a prison, that shit is fucked up. But if you're in like a jail, that means you're just there for a light stint. But
Yeah, like it's like daycare kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
for
it's just daycare for
adults.
adults. You can't take care of yourself, so we're gonna put you in here, figure your shit out. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
prison is. Do you ever watch like prison shows or prison movies or anything like Prison Break or anything like that?
no, the only one that I've watched is the Beyond Scared Straight like a long time ago.
Did you see me on there?
Yeah. Yeah, I
From
saw
my high
your
school trip.
sociology class.
Yeah, sociology class.
Yeah.
I swear it was not Scared Straight, but that is so funny that
Yeah.
everyone thinks that.
That's like their first thought.
Absolute
yeah.
every single time. I never even thought about it. For like 10 years, I never thought about it until I told someone, and they're just like, "Were you in Scared Straight?" I was like, "What?" Scared Straight. I was like homecoming king. I was like, I had good grades. I played all the sports. I was like, Scared Straight wasn't for me, but sociology class apparently doubled as Scared Straight. So
it's a pretty clever thing.
yeah.
It's a clever.
I'm
on
like,
the
why am I the
teacher.
only one on this field trip?
They're like, oh, your parents paid extra so you could come. To
Yeah,
the field
you
trip.
just-
Like, oh.
When I was in high school, I was kind of a rambunctious child, but anytime I needed permission slips, I just learned how to forge my dad's signature.
Oh.
But it was like, because I don't know, like my parents were always gone and not around. I don't want to go through that because I was never home either. So I just learned how to forge his signature and just forged
Nice.
all my. So I'd forge like excuse notes for myself and shit. My senior year, I had like 76 absences in one semester. Anytime you miss a class, it's an absence. I used to miss like periods like 3 through 6 every day. We only had 6, so I missed a lot.
So you'd come for like the morning of school and be like, yeah.
Yeah,
going
well,
home.
I'd show up late. I almost failed because I needed 1 credit, and it was a gym class credit. Because my high school, they changed it for every grade after mine. But mine was like, we had the easiest graduation requirements in the state. I mean, it was a decent school, at least it used to be. But and so my senior year, I needed 1 credit because I'd been like taking like advanced credits and getting AP credits and stuff like that. So my
Gotcha.
senior year, I needed 1 credit to graduate, and it was a gym class. And I had a first period, and I almost failed. And one of my basketball coaches was my gym teacher. He's like, "Man, how are you gonna fail gym class? How do you have a D in gym? You played 3 sports. How are you failing badminton?"
You're like, sport's harder than you think.
No, I just never showed up.
Okay,
So I'd
yeah.
show up, I'd miss like first period or be super late. And then I'd do like, and then I'd have lunch either 4th or 5th period. And then I'd have lunch and I was pretty much done for the day. Anything after lunch, good luck.
I used to like take off at lunch or like take off early. Like after the teacher would count me there, I'd be like, I'm out of here. This was my senior year, but they had like golf cart guys who would patrol our parking lot. So like if you tried to leave, they'd be waiting for you at the exit. So it was always the thing of like, which golf cart guy is working today? There was one called Chuck, and he was nice. So it'd always be like, is Chuck gonna be the one because he'll let us leave, or is it gonna be the mean asshole? I don't remember his name, but
See,
yeah.
Our school had an open campus for every year, and they
Oh.
kept making it so like when I was a freshman, everyone had open campus. But then my sophomore year, they made it like freshmen didn't have open campus, but sophomores did. And then after my sophomore year, it was like juniors and seniors had open campus, but like it didn't matter. So like for me, we could just walk out and I'd salute the motherfuckers on my way out. I'll just, what's up, dog? Hey, peace. I'd be like, later, man.
I'm about to go home.
Yeah, I'm out. And they'd just be like, yeah. It got to the point even one of my teachers senior year, like, he'd let us leave class if we'd be like, yo, we're grabbing some breakfast burritos. They'd be like, if you get me one, cool. So we just dip class. He'd let us get him breakfast burritos and shit. Like, we were fucking about our high school. Like, yeah, we were pulling stunts back in those days, but
It's pretty nice.
good times. We peaked.
Yeah. I'm like, how do we remember this much?
It's been downhill ever since.
know,
But so I became a comedian. I was like, man, things were going well. I had promise, and then things came badly, and then I became a comic. That's,
and now we're here. It's sometimes though comedy like weirdly reminds me of like high school a little bit. Like
with all the cliques of all the people and like,
Kinda.
the drama, kind of.
yeah, and just kind of like it's like I don't know, like it's a weird like relation to me, but I'm like, oh, like each club is like a different class that I have to go to. I don't know. That's
well, because like
weird,
it's
but
like
it's how
each
it
like
feels.
depending on where you're like going to do comedy at,
Yeah.
there's like a clique that like hangs out and does comedy there, and like
Right.
they don't like these other people, so they don't
Right.
like. I'm like, gee, what are you guys fucking 6 years old now? Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I
That's how kind of comedy is. No one's ever like been like, you know what? I got the perfect job. I got the perfect relationship. I love my life. Let me start doing stand-up comedy. Like no one has ever, not one time. It's like,
No.
dang, how did we get here? Let
I
me go talk
know.
about it on a stage because I don't want to go to AA. You know.
Yeah.
And therapy
Yeah.
now. This
There's-
comedy's therapeutic. They say.
But
Like, how's everyone so depressed out here? It is.
It's like sometimes it's not like I like. Actually, I don't have room to talk because I was gonna say like sometimes I'll be at like a mic or even like a show and I'll be like, "Oh, you're bringing this on stage. Like we should probably talk to a therapist about this." When I see like other comics doing that, and then I do the same shit where I talk about a bunch of dark stuff, and I'm like, this could have been brought up in therapy. Like, I didn't need to say it in front of a crowd full of people. But yeah. I forgot to ask you, what's wrong with you today? What's your complaint?
What's my complaint? I mean, I don't know if this is my complaint for just today, but one of my biggest complaints in general are dog owners who do not clean up their dog shit.
That's
If
a good
I
one.
see a dog owner, because I see it sometimes, someone's walking their dog and their dog will be shitting, and then they look left, look right, like, and they just dip the fuck out. Nothing pisses me off more. I get so mad. I want to be like, you talking about snitching? I would snitch on those people. I would definitely.
You should call them out. Next time you see it, you should be like, I got your ass.
If I'm close enough to see it, sometimes if I see a person that looks like they're not going to clean up their shit, I'll just stand and watch them. Because the thing about it is they know they're fucking up. That's why they look left or right. But if they see someone watching, they'll be like, all right, I guess I'll clean it up. So I'll be like, I remember one time a dude was doing, I was like, and a dog shit, and then he walked away. I was like, bro, you're not going to clean this up? And he was just like, oh, and he took off. I was like, you motherfucker.
Okay, that's a jackass move to just confidently be like,
Bro,
Bye.
there was dog shit in my hallway. Who does
That's
that,
so
bro?
nasty.
You shit inside. You let your dog shit inside, and
That's
you
so
watched it happen
nasty.
and walked away. You sick fuck.
Yeah.
You motherfucker. I will
No,
fight you. I will
that's-
fucking fight you in the street for
Yeah.
that. That is one of my biggest complaints.
That's a good complaint because that's a piece of shit move to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like, it is gross. Like, at my complex, my dogs go shit in the yard. Not like the yard, but the grass patch.
Right.
But sometimes it's full of like shit from other dogs. So then I feel bad because I'm like, I don't want my dogs to like smell another dog's shit. It's just like gross.
At least it doesn't eat it.
Yeah, well, one of my dogs is just
Ugh,
not,
oh
she
my
doesn't
God.
do it to like other. It's gross, but
Yeah, no, one of my other friends'
like,
dogs used to eat dog shit. I was like, you motherfucker, bro.
Yeah,
you
it's-
sick fuck.
Yeah, I want her to like not, but she does. She does.
Could you imagine if you wanted her to? Go eat that
No.
shit. I wanted
Like,
to not,
You're in
obviously.
timeout. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still just like nasty because it's like it only takes a couple seconds to just pick it up.
And you have those fucking bags on your leash, you sick fuck. Clean it up. That is, I'm like, it takes a lot to bug me. I'm like a pretty laid back person,
Yeah.
mostly because I'm usually high, except for I haven't smoked weed in like 5-6 days now. So I'm
Dang.
like, I don't even know who I am as a
You
person
said
yet.
that like you've had like a revelation.
Well,
You're like,
nah.
this is a new.
I know the weed hasn't like completely left my system yet. That's how perma high I am. Because whenever you stop smoking weed for like extended periods of time, like when the weed starts exiting your system, you have these crazy fucking dreams. Because like when you smoke weed a lot, you don't really remember your dreams. But like when the weed like wears off, you start having these fucking vivid ass, like colorful ass, bright ass, weird ass dreams. And so that hasn't happened yet. So I'm like, oh, this weed is still perma in my system, and I'm still kind of perma high. But like,
Nice.
I feel like in a day or two, I'm just gonna be like, oh shit, this was. Yeah, those dreams I wake up like, what the fuck happened?
Hope. Do
Yeah.
you plan on like smoking again anytime soon, or are you just taking a break? Just to, like take a break.
I didn't even plan to take a break. I was just like, I don't want to smoke right now. I mean, I've been smoking weed for a really long time, so it's like at this point, I'm just chasing the dragon. It's not. I'm not like, because after you get like high all the time, it's not like you're getting higher every time you smoke. You have just like a
Right.
baseline level of high you get. You feel a little something. So it's like, at this point, I don't really ever feel high. So maybe it's just like a break. But I'm also like, you ever watch people that like inspire you? Like, this person did all this stuff and they're so amazing. I'm like, I wonder if I gave a fuck if I could do that. You know, like, to like this person worked every day for 3 years to do this stuff he tried. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you if I gave him smoking weed and wasn't a sack of shit, maybe I could accomplish something great. I'm like, yeah, maybe I would be fucking great, dude. I'll fucking do some dope shit. Yeah, dude. And then you don't do
Yeah,
shit, you know? So it's like, not
that's
saying I'm
it.
planning on doing anything, but I'm just like,
Well,
yeah.
who knows? Maybe like a couple months from now, I'll be scrolling on Instagram and I'll see that you're like doing cartoons, like voice acting cartoon. I'll be like, oh, he did
He made it. He became a villain.
it. Yeah. Like
Excellent.
it. Yeah, all because he stopped smoking weed.
Yeah, the irony. I had to stop doing drugs to become an evil person. The fucking irony in that, right?
I can't like. Whenever I was in high school, I would like smoke weed a lot. Well, like not even like a lot compared to how people actually smoke weed, but like for me, I'd be like, oh, I'm a pothead. But I can't like now. I don't like weed. It's because like it always makes me think too much, and then I'm like, this is weird. I feel uncomfortable. Like I don't want to think.
I mean, I already think too much anyways. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny because I never smoked weed in high school, which is probably why I got into it. I feel like things that, like, you start later, like, you make a conscious decision to start on your own, are always, like, harder, like, to break or, like, you're more, like, into it than you are, like, when you
Right.
just started doing something and then you didn't know why you did it. Like, it's like if you like grew up in the Middle East and you saw your family get bombed and you join ISIS, it's like one thing. But like if you're an American and you're like, I want to join ISIS, like those people are always the fucking most hardcore people. Like, and like me, I was a late weed smoker, so when I'd be like when I was in college and I started smoking weed, I was like, you don't smoke weed, you fucking loser, dude. And I'm like, bro, I started 2 weeks ago, but I'm like, it's so
Yeah.
cool. But like everyone that smoked in high school is like, I smoked a shit ton of weed in high school. I don't care now. So it's like, I don't know. It just depends. But
Yeah, it's like I guess yeah, too tight. I mean, I don't know. I want to be like one of those people that is just like, oh, I'm gonna go high and get high and like go to the park or like go to the store and buy snacks or like watch TV. Like if I'm gonna do it, I like have to be at home because I don't know.
I used to like to. My favorite way to smoke weed, now that I realize, is to get high while I do certain. There's certain things that are just amazing on weed. Like if there's a movie I want to see, definitely go drop some weed and go watch this movie. Like I go paddleboarding. I'm on the lake. I'm just rowing my paddle. I'm just high as fuck, just floating along the lake. That shit is cool. But if I'm like at home and I got shit to do and then I smoke weed, that Afro Man song, because I got high, bro, I'd be like, yeah, I could do that shit. Or I could get super baked and eat these cookies. We'll see which one I choose.
Like and just not see if I smoked weed and went to go paddleboard on the lake, I would start to be like the freaking Austin serial killer is gonna come and kill me and everybody I know.
You're not a dude. The Austin serial killer's been killing like
Yeah.
all dudes.
Yeah, but
It's all dudes. So
it's just the worry of where my mind would go. You know, I would be like, he's gonna like, I'm gonna be the one woman that he decides it's time to kill.
that always. I'm pretty sure that's a movie, Time to Kill. But
Oh,
but I think it's so funny that like women crack me up, right? Because like every woman's like biggest fear is like, oh, I'm gonna get like. I'm gonna get like human trafficked or like murdered by some serial killer. So like a lot of women like are fascinated by watching like murder documentaries and all that
Yep.
stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of arrogant. Like, do you know how many people get killed by serial killers like ever? The percentage wise of all the people around, it's like less than 1%. It's like points. So you think you're that special? Like you
Oh my
think you're gonna be the
God.
special one that gets killed by the serial killer? I hate to break it to you, but it only matters if you're first.
oh my god.
The first one's important.
Okay, see, but they say that, but here's the thing that sketches me out is like in my hometown, there's a girl who went missing and was just jogging. Her name is Rachel Cook. If you're listening to this and you know of the Rachel Cook story, it was like a huge thing because I think it was either like 2001 or 2002, and she went jogging and she just never came back. And like still to this day, they have like no idea what happened. So I'm like, people are here more than we think they are.
Nah, well, first of all, that's like 25 years. That's a lot of people. But second of all, it's somebody she knew. I bet you it's
Yeah.
a boyfriend or a husband or some guy that she was like, whatever. It's like if you look at these numbers, like most of the stuff that happens randomly is not as common as like somebody you know doing something. But like
That's
Like
true.
most of it is like somebody that knows you
Yeah.
well, and they're like they know where you're gonna be, and you trusted them, and then they fucked you over. It's usually
Yeah.
that. But like if you're talking about a lot of the random disappearances, like numbers show like a lot of those people that disappear. That's like human trafficking rings and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. But at the same time, people like I was hanging out with some girl the other night, and she was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, can you walk me to my car?" And we were walking to her car, and there was like a homeless person on the corner, and she was like freaked out. She's like, "See if you walked me here, like what if he would have like took me?" I was like, "Listen." You're worried about homeless people? Like, I don't know if you know this, but like, what is he gonna do? Like, tie you up and throw you on the bottom of a shopping cart? Like,
Oh.
like, in order to tie you up and keep you to have a basement, he's gotta have a basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. What do you think the money in his tin can can get you to Epstein Island? Like, like human trafficking is a rich man's game. You need
Okay, you're
logistics and
right.
storage. Like, I think people worry about the wrong people. Like,
I honestly would agree with you on that because like sometimes when I'll be walking to Creek, like I park under the homeless bridge.
Yeah,
But it's because I'm like, yeah, they can like scream at me or something, but like I'm more scared of like what you said, like someone else like I feel like they're in their own little world and I don't want to say that and then like get abducted by one of the homeless people. But I agree with the point you're making
all I'm
because
saying
they're
is like,
just there.
where are they gonna take you to? Like, they don't even have a place to go. Where are they gonna take you
They're
to?
like, we're gonna take you to our tent.
Yeah, what are they gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna tie you up on my street corner. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, yeah, they might talk some shit, but that's because they don't have anything else to lose. You know, they don't give a fuck. They're just gonna yell some shit, and most of them, if we're being honest, I've seen a lot of them. Most of them are outside their minds.
Yeah.
And so most of the ones like you see around Austin and like in the tents and stuff,
Right.
I'm like, they're not just yelling at you; they're yelling at themselves. You just happen to be walking by.
They're yelling out a little character because yeah, some of them are just like out of it, you know. So yeah, I would agree with you that like I wouldn't if I was gonna be like scared of someone, it's not the homeless people in Austin.
Nah, like you hear all the stories that like the Natalie Holloway was a famous case. And then
Yeah.
they found the guy who did it. He was like some rich playboy. It's always like, those are the motherfuckers you gotta worry about. Yeah, let me fly you out to this fucking island. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Then end up on fucking Epstein Island, motherfucker. Like, that's the island he's trying to fly you out to. Like, I'm just saying, if you're talking about like getting human trafficking and like getting stuck in one of those things, that takes money. That takes logistics. Like,
True.
what do you think? Or you need people, you need like a van or something to throw people in and somewhere to take them to. Like,
Right.
the homeless dude, that ain't the one you're
Yeah.
worried about. What are you
Like,
gonna do?
He can't take you to
Yeah, he
Epstein's.
can't. He can barely
can't.
feed himself. How is he gonna take you too? Like, the fuck are we talking about? Like, I just think people's fears are in the wrong place, misplaced
Yeah.
with that. Like, cause
I think so too.
because we have this society where like somebody looks right, like they got a suit on and shit, and we trust them. I'm like, those motherfuckers will be like, yeah, no, fuck it, blow them up, blow up the whole fucking country. Yeah, bomb those people. We don't give a fuck. Like, those motherfuckers are murdering niggas left and right, and we don't. But we're afraid of the fucking dude that's talking to himself on 6th Street. Like, it's a crazy world that we live in.
That is so
That shit
true,
is ass
though.
backwards to me. Like, you look at the problems in the world. Do you think the biggest problems in the
Yeah.
world are caused by the crazy person on Home Street? Nah,
No.
dude. It's fucking some dude sitting in a tower in a suit that's like,
Yep.
no, drop the bombs. No, fuck those people. No, bring the kids to the basement. You know, like that shit is fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, that's who the media like covers as like the home. They're like another homeless person stabbed someone on 6th Street. I'm like, they're not the only ones doing the crimes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're right, but
Well, because the other difference is people with a lot of money, their stories get covered up, and their lawyers take them to trial, and they pay off the police, and they know how to
Yeah.
handle that shit, so that shit never comes out. But
Yeah.
fucking homeless dude, he's just I'm not saying that homeless people and like vagrants haven't committed crimes and
Right.
shit, but I'm saying that the people that are really dark and fucked up, that's not that.
yeah,
That's not.
it's not.
No, it's not.
I agree with you. Are you on like the dating apps and stuff like that?
Not anymore.
Oh,
I like go on and off the apps, but like this year, I've probably spent like a combined like 3 weeks on the apps.
gotcha.
I tried downloading them for like a week when I got back in town because I was gone for like a month or so, and I got back in. I was like, let me see what's up, and then I was on there for a week. I was like, nah, fuck this. But then, I don't know. It's dating apps are whack.
Yeah, I think the reason why I asked is because I feel like that is sketchy because like you're just meeting someone who you like have no like they could be a totally different person than they're like conveying that they are, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people say like, oh, like guys have a lesser chance on those apps of like getting murdered, but I would argue that like I think both guys and girls have a chance of getting murdered. Like
I mean, for sure. You know what? I think women got to do more murdering. Like, women got to start doing more serial killing. If guys were like, oh shit, I go out with this girl, she might fuck me up. Like, you people would be on there. I think just murdering is it's more of a dude's game. Let's be honest. Like, even murdering other people, but also murdering yourself. Like, suicides are more of a dude's game as well. Like,
that's true.
Because it takes balls to kill yourself. You know, it takes real. So I think women go out there and murder some people. You know, really even the score. That's what I'm saying. Even the playing field. Go out on some hinge dates. Find the hinge girl murderer. You know, like invite a guy over to your place. Be like, yeah, I'm into some freaky shit. Let me tie you up, and then murder his ass. And then and then dudes will start thinking twice. It's fucked up.
Hey, they made that movie about it. Well, she didn't murder them, but it was like Promising Young Woman. Have you seen that movie?
What is it called?
Promising Young Woman.
I haven't seen it.
So she like lures dudes into like dates and stuff, and then she pretends that she's like really fucked up. So then when they like try to sleep with her or whatever, she'll like pop off on them. Like,
does she kill them? She doesn't kill them?
She doesn't kill them.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't bring the fear in them. You gotta kill them. You know, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Got there, yeah.
Listen, Jeffrey Dahmer didn't get famous for not killing people. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey Dahmer was eating ass cheeks on leaving them in his fridge after he chopped them off from a dead body. You know, like it's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
If that girl did that,
it's creepy.
It would change the game. I'm saying, women, go out there if you're watching this, go on some hinge dates, murder some dudes. I'm not on the app, so Tinder, Hinge, Bumble.
So they're not gonna get you.
They're not gonna get me.
They're not gonna get you. You're good.
They're not gonna get me. So go on the apps, murder some dudes. Really send a message. Change the game. That's my advice to you, ladies. Change the script.
Allegedly. Allegedly. That's your advice. Oh gosh. Yeah. All this stuff, like whenever Halloween comes around, that's when I start getting like interested again in like murder and like all the creepy stuff, because I'm like, ooh, it's Halloween.
That's like, so funny. Like, Halloween's so weird to me because like
really?
Well, because like growing up, my mom's birthday's on Halloween.
Oh, cool.
And I came from a really religious family, so my mom hated Halloween. So like as a kid, we would just like get candy from the church, and then we would like never go out trick or treating, never wear costumes, anything like that. So I never really grew up with this whole like Halloween obsession. So for me, Halloween's just like my mom's birthday. It's not like
that's sweet though.
It was never the best part about Halloween was when I got to college and then Halloween costume parties. I think Halloween costumes should just be weekend costumes. You know, fuck it, why wait till Halloween? You can be a sexy nurse any day of the week.
Oh my god.
You know, you can be a sexy fireman any day of the week. You know, just make it. I'm with that. So that's the best part about Halloween.
Listen, if she's dressed up as like a nurse or a fireman or a cop, that's trouble.
All girls are trouble. They're all trouble. It's not gonna make a difference if she looks good while doing it. That's all I'm saying. You know.
That's straight trouble.
Yeah. Well, at this stage in the game, I was thinking about this the other day because I was talking to this girl. And one of the reasons I got it, so stupid, but I was talking to this girl. We were probably talking for like 2 months or so, maybe 3 months. Yeah, about 3 months, right? And like we were hanging out. We never had like the what are we conversation, anything like that. We just like hang out and go on dates and like do all this stuff.
Right.
And then I went out of town for a while. And when I was out of town, I was like, oh, let me get on the apps and see what's up. And so then I got back here in Austin, and I was still on the apps, and like I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get off these apps. I don't give a shit. And she's like. And so I was about to delete the app, and then like randomly around the same time, she's like, "Oh, are you on dating apps?" I was like, "No," and I was like, "No, I'm not on the apps." And I was about to delete it anyways, but like literally right before I'm about to delete it, this girl sends me a message, like talking shit like a yo mama joke, and I literally right, she sends me a yo mama on Hinge, and I was like, "What?" She's talking some shit, so I like roast her back. Turns out the girl that I was talking to had her friend find me on Hinge and send me that message.
Aw, dude.
And I was like, and then she like called me at like 8 a.m. the next day. She's like, you said, and you know what's funny? After I sent that message, I deleted the app. Like literally sent the message, deleted the app. And she's like, nah, my friend was talking. I was like, well, here's the thing. And I just hung up the phone call
Oh
at 8
my
in the morning. I was
God.
like, you're going to ambush me with this bullshit at 8 in the morning after setting me up? After we hadn't even had the what are we talking calling meal. I'm like, I don't need this kind of bullshit in my life.
Ben. I'm on her side a little bit.
You should be, because
I
you women are all out of your mind. So that would make
Oh,
sense.
I'm not. See, I hear dudes, no offense, but I hear dudes doing things like this, and I'm like, I'm glad that I'm not dating anymore and I have a boyfriend, because I could not deal with these little, the hinge. Like, I guess I'm on her side because I feel like whenever I was on dating apps and I'd see stuff like that, it would make me so mad, and then I feel like we just go crazy because it, I don't know.
Yeah, well, first of all, if we were in a relationship, that is one thing. If we were even like talking
Right.
about like being exclusive, if we had like had that conversation or whatever, and like decided that's where we were, that would have been a whole nother thing. But the fact that we weren't and we hadn't, and then you're gonna go ahead and have your friend like try to set me up after that, I was like, I don't even give a fuck. That's like. Like it's like a girl trying to go through your phone. If you go through my phone, it doesn't matter what you find. Like at the point we get to that point, it's already done.
So I
It's
agree with you
already
on
done.
that.
Like as
Yeah.
that happened, it was already done. There's nothing back
Right.
from that. And the fact that that's how you think, I don't want to be a part of that. Because what if we do get them together, and then now I'm out at comedy shows late night and stuff. Now you're like, oh, what is he doing?
Yeah.
It's like it's already, if you're already that trustful when we're not even in a relationship, imagine once we are. Like,
Well, that's true. Like, cause she'd probably be the type that's like, "Why are you at another mic? Like, are you really at
yeah,
a
why are you
mic?"
doing another show? Exactly. Oh, you said you're at a show, but you're at this bar.
She's like, "I checked your location."
Exactly. Like, I need to know your
See,
location all the time. Like, I get it. I probably shouldn't have lied. It was a very small lie, because to me, I just like to talk shit. I think one of my favorite things about the dating apps, and usually why I get on them,
Right.
is I will send ridiculous messages to all my matches and just see like the most ridiculous things that we can get on these things. And then if I find anything, I use them in comedy. So that's like,
Okay, that's a good.
so
I
that's like
respect
a
that.
majority of why I do the apps, and I'll do it for like a week or so.
Right.
And then like maybe I'll meet someone, but probably not. But if anything, it'll be worth it if I got something out of it. So probably I shouldn't have lied to her about it.
Well,
But
you
at the
know,
same time, it was so silly that I'm like, this is too much
Yeah.
drama for someone that's not even in a relationship with me. That's crazy.
that's true. Especially if like it was only like a couple months you were talking, and I mean, I say I'm on her side, but I, I think it's just honestly like, okay, here's what I tell people, but also I could also be wrong. I think that you can't find like a true love or someone who's like meant to be on an app. But I'm probably wrong because people have probably done it.
The people
But,
have done
like,
it. I know a couple.
Yeah, and
know a
I
couple.
do too. And so like that's why I know I'm obviously not always right, but it's just like, to me at least, whenever I was on those apps, I feel like there was a switch in my brain that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like crazy, if that makes sense. But
No,
now,
what?
okay, because like, no,
I mean,
like,
what? I'm gonna get on this app and go crazy.
no,
like, what?
it's just,
What? No, that
it's
makes
just
zero
more
sense.
so like, I felt like the quality of like dudes on the app, like, I don't know, maybe it was just a matter of like, now that I'm in a relationship, I don't ever feel like I'm like, oh, I gotta check his location, or I gotta check his phone, or I gotta go through like all of this stuff. I'm like, it's chill, I just trust him. But whenever I was on like apps and stuff, I'd be like, oh, well, I need to see if this guy has added any more pictures on his Bumble, or like, who has he followed any more hot girls on Instagram, like that type of crap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never even thought of that because
Because you're not a girl.
Yeah, there's nothing that ever crosses my mind. Like I like meet a girl and go out. I won't even like check their Instagram. Like I don't do any of that. Like I don't. I'm like literally
Men
like
are just different, I guess.
yeah, we're very different,
Yeah.
and that's the problem is that people don't want to like we live in this like everyone's the same. We're not. Clearly, we're not the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like we don't think the same. We don't have the same
No.
priorities. So how would you expect that? But like for me, I just never cared about that stuff because I'm like the only way I'm really gonna know who a girl is or like if that's somebody I could be with is if I hang out with them and see how
Right.
they are. Like your hot pictures on Instagram aren't gonna like because I don't know, girls are real good at this. Is their pictures and how they look in real life sometimes not the same. That's the one thing I would say is. And I can't speak for most guys, but most guys are like, yeah, these are the pictures of myself that I have, and you just throw them out there, and it's like it's you. But girls will be like, no, this picture is like perfect angle. We took it. And it's like, all right, like I get it, but at the same time, I think I mean, I get why women do that. It's just never
Yeah.
something I cared to do. Like, I didn't think it was going to
Right.
change anything for me. Because if we already matched on the dating apps, then your looks are your looks. So that's literally
Right.
all we can find out from this stuff is, like, how you look. Because the rest of it is all curated, right? No one's going to be like, this is
Right.
me in my worst moment. Yeah. You know, I'm going to be like, I'm having so much, I'm on a
Never
boat. Check out this
cry.
bikini pic. I went to Paris. You know, like, no one's posting their
Yeah.
bullshit on there. So it's not going to give you
Yeah.
any more information about what you want to know.
That's true. It would be cool though if they started putting like worst moments on dating apps and social media.
Yeah, like, you show me a
let me know
picture.
your
Yeah, I want to
downfall.
see
Yeah.
you when you wake up at 8 in
Yeah.
the morning and you're after a night of binge drinking and you threw up 4 times and you're like, I'm deadly sick. Put that picture on there. Let me see who you really
True.
are. Because even when I get hungover, I still look like this and I'm still a sack of shit. So that's okay. I'm going to be the same sack of shit I always was.
Do you think you'll like cross paths with this girl again, or is it just like you're not planning on talking to her ever again?
Oh, no, I'll definitely cross paths with her again.
Oh, nice.
Well, we work in, so we do contract work, but like for festivals. And so that's where I met her, like doing that. So I am 100% sure I will cross up paths with
Okay.
her at ACL this year for sure.
Oh, okay. I
But
see.
I don't have a problem with her. I hold nothing against her.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
mad
not
at her. I
like-
don't think she's a shitty person.
No, see, I think it just goes to show like how different men and women are, because I feel like maybe she just thought it was more like serious.
Well, that's the thing. She's like one of those girls, like, she definitely thought it was like heading towards that thing. But the thing about it that was fucked up was also, in her fact, she didn't let those intentions be known, right? So it's like, me, that's not really my path at the moment. I mean, maybe
Right.
it could be, but it wasn't at the time. And it's like, so I'm not going to do that. And if you don't, then we're just now having fun. It's like a little fling or whatever you want to call it. So it's
Yeah.
like treating it as any more than that without setting that expectation is a little bit ridiculous. But
Yeah.
a lot of girls do that, and I see why they do. And I'm like, no wonder we don't see eye to eye. What? You mean this thing that you never said or brought up is now what I'm doing? Like, it makes 0 sense. I get it, but it just doesn't make any sense from a logical perspective. But all of it's illogical to begin with. So
See, you're just opening up my eyes, because I feel like there's been times like where I just like expect my boyfriend to be a mind reader, and he's like, you never said that, and I'm like, yeah, but I was dropping hints, and he's like, I don't like know what a hint, like I don't get that, and I'm like, how do you not know?
yeah, I'm like girls do this thing with like hints. I'm like, what the fuck is a hint? You want something to say something? I'm fucking hint. I'm like, are you kidding me? I barely read a fucking book. You think I'm gonna read you? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
She's like, yeah, it's in the context clues. You should.
Yeah, you should. Well, I said I was fine, which meant I really wasn't. I was
Brandon.
like, no, what's up? It's like, he's like, oh, yeah, like when you ask a girl if she's like okay, and she's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's
Bruh.
the golden one.
You know,
That's
I
the-
used to date this girl.
yeah.
I'd have to ask her 3 times. Now I just refuse. I will
Yeah.
ask one time, and if you say you're fine, I'm like, cool. I just go about my business. And now you get
Alright.
mad. And I'm like, I know you're not fine, but if you want to play this game like a child where you can't speak your mind or communicate what you're
Right.
trying to feel or what you're looking for, I'm not going to be the type of dude that's going to try to change you out of that or force it out of you. I'm not
Right.
that dude. There are some dudes out there that are, baby, what's wrong? I know there's something wrong. Baby, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I'm not that dude. I'm going to be
Oh,
like,
that's good.
are you okay? I'm fine. All right, cool.
He
Great.
said, let's go. She's like, I allegedly am fine.
Yeah, I'm fine, allegedly.
Yeah, and you know what? I do respect that, because I think it's like I had to do more work on myself on like communicating, and I think when a dude is like, "What's wrong?" or like what, like I don't know, it puts more work that's not there when it's like the whole time we could have just communicated.
Yeah, it made me, because I used to be a very open person when I would like date women, like in my early late 20s. I was a very open person. I'd just say what's on my mind. I'd say what I was thinking. I'd say what I was feeling. And it turns out that is not good for when you first meet girls in your 20s. It just does not work. And so then
Right.
I was like, oh, if I just keep things tight to the vest, tell a couple of lies here and there, I get way more pussy. So then that became the game. It's like, okay, if you guys want to play this game, I will play this game. And then you start playing the game, and now they get mad that you play the game. It's like, you guys make up your fucking mind. Are we playing this game or not? Like, because if it was up to me, And just be like, this is what it is. This is what we're trying to do. And if you're
Right.
about it, cool. If you're not, that's cool too. But this is what it is. But now I'm kind of back to the point where it's like, I'm just tired of drama. I'm tired of playing games.
You
and
don't
trying
want
to
to be
like,
tricked on
yeah, I'm tired of girls setting traps for me on Hinge to catch me in a lie so they can ambush me at 8 a.m, calling me a liar. Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like, I also hate when girls are like, "You're a liar." No, I told a lie. If everyone that ever told a lie,
wait.
no, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
funny.
Let me finish my fucking opinion. Huh?
sorry.
No, I'm just saying. If everyone that ever told a lie was a liar, then we're all fucking liars. So there's no fucking difference because you're not convincing me that there's someone in here in this world that's never told a lie. So
Right.
if we've told a lie, that makes us a liar. Then everyone's a fucking liar, which means it
Right.
means nothing. So calling someone a liar is silly. Like, there are people that are like habitual liars and lie all the time.
Right.
But like, to catch someone in one lie and then like label them whole being as a liar because of this one thing that you said. All right, fine. I get it. You caught me in a lie. I lied, but it doesn't make me a liar as a
Liar,
human being. It's like, who knows why I was lying? Like, I lie to my mom all the time. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine."
I just think that's such a funny line. She's like, "You're a liar." No, I told a lie.
Yeah, there's two different things to me. But that logic women would never
Yeah.
get behind that logic. They'd be like, "That doesn't make any sense. You're a liar." It's like,
Well,
no,
yeah.
bitch. I lied to you one time because I was trying to protect your feelings about some shit that didn't really matter because I was gonna delete this app. But then you caught me in this. I'm like, if you read the text, it was literally a yo mama joke. Like, that was the conversation, and it was one message before I deleted the app. Like, it's crazy that one thing. I didn't even explain this to her. I was
Right.
like, I just don't care enough to explain the situation. It's not even. If this is where we're going, it's better we go our own separate ways and figure
fair.
something else out.
Well, hopefully she doesn't listen to this. I
mean,
feel
I
like
don't
we
care.
just shat on her for a little bit.
No, I didn't. She's a lovely
That's
girl.
true.
She's a beautiful girl. She's a lovely girl. She's a beautiful soul, and I have no problems with her whatsoever. I hold no grudges. I'm just saying the situation.
Right.
It just points out the ridiculousness of the whole thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
That's
trying to
fair.
shit on her. I'm just saying the
That's
idea
good.
that like getting caught in one lie that's so simple it means nothing on a larger scale.
Right.
Making you a whole liar as a human being is a bit of a stretch. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for chatting it up with me.
Yeah, thank you for
This
having me.
yeah, this has been so much fun. I haven't seen you in a while, but I also haven't been out in a while.
You know, I had to stop going to open mics.
Yeah.
Open mics sometimes, not like I stopped like I'm against open mics, but some of these
Right.
Austin open mics are absolute dog shit. And not like
Yeah.
I'm above open mics or I'm better than that. I will still do some open mics and I go to a few
Same.
that are good, but it's like, well, I'm sitting there just talking to the comics in the back and like making open mic jokes so I can not die in front of like 4
Yeah.
comics not paying attention to me. I'm like, that's not making me a better comic. I'm not
Yeah.
working on my timing and my taglines and
Right.
trying to. It's like, I don't know. I've also been doing comedy for a while now, so it's like a different. I don't know. There's different things I'm trying to work on, and sometimes like that empty open mic in front of the comics, like that'll make you, give you like the stage toughness, you know, like that'll make you
Right.
hard. It'll make you like know how to work with. But I did that for so long, and I don't think that's where I need to work on. So
That's
we
fair.
everyone's on their own path. But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you know
so-
something's not going to work for you, then you shouldn't do it.
and that's why I'm still single, because I don't know if these relationships are gonna work for me.
I'll be shocked if like 2 months I just see you at like your show and you're like, oh, this is my girlfriend.
I would be shocked too. No one would be more
But it'd
shocked
be
than
good.
me.
I'd be happy for you. I'd be like, heck yeah.
No one would be more shocked than me. I'm telling you that much right now. I'd be like, I know this is my girlfriend. This is crazy.
Well, you'll find a lady who agrees with your I told one lie, I'm not a liar.
Nah. So now I don't even play that game. Everything is complete open honesty. You were gonna ask me a question, and you're like, I want the truth, because I'm like. Women say they want the truth until they get the truth, and they're mad at your answer. It's like, then why did you ask the fucking question? So now you're gonna get the truth, and if you hate me for it, then fuck it. Now you're gonna get
Like,
the
no,
truth.
it's your fault.
Yeah, fuck it, and be like, this is what you asked for. This is what you wanted. You want the truth? Here's the truth, and that's
what
not
it
gonna be
is.
any better either. So
Right.
it's just can't win.
Do you have any like shows or anything you want to plug? Your social media, anything like that?
On the Black Rabbit. Show up to Black Rabbit a lot. Yeah, not
Nice.
really anything else I'm working on right now that's out, but pretty soon, check out my Instagram, Ben Bosunga on Instagram. And I'm working with a new video guy, so we're going to be throwing out a bunch of the new clips and a bunch of new stuff on there coming up. So that'll be
Hell
pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's badass. Yeah, go check them out, you guys. Very funny. Some of my friends saw you, like, this was probably like a year ago at a show, and they were like, this comedian was so funny. His name was, and they said it was you, and I was like, oh, I know him.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you can tell, but I am blushing. That's
Yeah.
good. That is good.
But yeah, y'all know where to find me at Janessa Marie _ on Instagram. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to me or even just give it a like. That would make me blush. It'd make my day.
Do it. You fucking do it. You liars out there. You fucking...
Yeah, don't be a fucking liar.
Yeah, don't be a fucking
Don't be a liar.
liar.
Go like this video. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it all. Bye.
What?